Hello, I'm Dylan.
I'm Summer.
And this is Really Playing Games, the show where we play games. Really? Summer, how have you been?
I'm so glad you asked. I have so much to talk about.
Please talk about all of it.
I've been pretty good, all things considered. My back has been kind of killing me for like a couple weeks now. It hurts today. It's not great. I have to like get up and stretch a lot, which is why you guys can't see my beautiful face. But I have like a memory foam topper that like goes on top of a mattress that I can use. And I slept on that last night. And oh my God, I've been doing this really weird thing at night. And Dylan, I was telling you about this earlier, but I've been doing this weird routine at night where I get through like this whole weird, like automatic wake up routine in the middle of the night at like 3 a.m. every single night. And then I realize what's happening. I'm like, why am I doing this? And then I go back to sleep. Anyway, I slept pretty good last night because I used that topper and I had like the air conditioning on, so I wasn't getting too hot. Because that's the one thing I hate about the foam toppers. It makes me really hot.
Right.
And then I have nightmares. I have nightmares if I sleep on my back or if I'm too hot when I'm sleeping. So, without fail, every single time, nightmares. Yeah. Anyway, that's like my problem. But I really want to talk about roleplay and the book series that I've been reading. So I'm going to run through the book because I told you about the Pick Me Girl book series that I'm reading right now.
Yes.
So I read, so there's 7 books in the series. I don't know what I talked about, what I was reading last time I talked to you, but there's 7 books in the main series and then there's a prologue, right? Mm-hmm. So when Sarah J. Maas wrote this fucking series, she wrote the prologue after she wrote 3. So she wrote 1, 2, 3, prologue, then the rest of the series.
Gotcha.
That's how most people read it. So they read the first 3 books, then they read the prologue, then they read the rest of the series. However, I did not do that. I was going to read the prologue last because that's where it was in this bundle that I bought, right? So I bought the Kindle version of the bundle.
Right.
So it has all 8 books together and you just keep scrolling forever until you get to the end, and it had the prologue last, which is weird.
That is very weird.
So I was like, well, I'll just read it last because that's where it is. And I trust Kindle to bundle them the way that they think is like the most appropriate for the series.
I wouldn't.
And then I got to the end of 5 and I was left on this massive cliffhanger where the main protagonist gets taken prisoner by one of the 2 big bads. And the last like 2 chapters are all these people they're like getting their team together to go find her. Right. Mm-hmm. And I was like, honestly, this feels like the part in the movie where like, now you go back and you like see what got her to this point because you don't know what's going to happen to her. Right.
Right.
And I was like, I'm going to read the prologue now. I read the prologue. I fucking hated it. I really did genuinely hate it. I think she ruined everything because Dylan, remember when I told you, I was like, I'm a sucker for a dead friend in your past. And so she had this best friend that she was like the love of her life and he was killed tragically. And so like in my head, when I had read that, I was like, oh my God, because they were raised under the same assassin king. And I was like, okay, so they trauma bonded when they were kids because they were both separated from their parents. Like hers were killed, his were, whatever. His were also killed. Mm-hmm. But they were trauma bonded. They grew up together in this assassin's keep. And even though he tried to wedge them apart, they like fell in love and like whatever.
Right.
Not the fucking case. It starts the prologue with her hating him.
Oh my God.
And in the span of 4 months, maybe 5 if I'm being generous, and by the way, 3 of those months spent apart out of the 5. So over the course of 2 months together, they fall in love and he's killed. And it pissed me off so bad, Dylan. It made me so livid angry because I was like, why? Why start it with them being enemies? And it's literally 5 months before he dies. Like, why do that when you have this whole sweeping backstory that she could have loved him like her whole life as like a friend, and then they became more than that, and then he's killed and I care. But instead she's like, look at that. It's like the opening fucking paragraph. She's like, and there's Sam. God, I fucking hate his guts. And I'm like, what is happening?
I just want to know. Okay, so I understand that this is a trope, right?
Yes.
There's a trope here.
Yes.
But I just want to think about what is being said with that trope, right? The thing where like you have And it doesn't actually matter who the protagonist is.
Yeah.
Because you can be reading a book where the protagonist is a woman.
Yes.
And there's this guy and she hates his guts.
Yes.
And then she finds his soft side or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then is like, oh no, I love him. He's beautiful,
Mr. Darcy.
tortured soul. Mr. Darcy.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have male main character and then this woman who's just like, I hate your guts for no reason.
Yeah.
And then I come to understand that you're more complex of a human being. And then we fall in love. Like, why is it always... I mean, I know the answer to this. I'm asking a leading question. Why does it always work this way?
I really did hate it. I really, really did hate the entire prologue. There was not a single redeeming quality about it, except for, and this is where I'm a fucking genius. Unintentionally, I'm just a genius, and I'm going to be talking about how I'm a genius for the rest of your How Did I Do over the last couple weeks.
Okay.
Is that I read this between 5 and 6. So 5, up until 5, there's like a main cast of characters. Let's say it's 8 people. Okay.
Sure.
And then in 5, we follow like 6 of them, and then 2 of them go off to do their own thing on a different continent, right? Cool. And so all of 5 is about these 6 people that are all doing their thing, while the other 2 people are not mentioned, not once.
Mm-hmm.
Then I read the prologue, right, which is Aelin, the main character, and her history, like leading her up to the events of the first book,
right?
Like when she's in this like slave labor camp or whatever.
Yeah.
And in like the second chapter of this, she is shipped away because she does a bad thing, quote unquote, by the Assassin King. She upsets him, and she's sent away. And there's like this kind of like interlude chapter where she's in this port town waiting to be shipped off to go train with these other assassins in a different part of the country. Mm-hmm. And while she's there, she meets this girl, Irene. And so this whole like weird little interlude is like told both from her perspective and from Irene's perspective. And I'm reading this going, who the fuck is Irene? Like, she's not a character in the main series, right? Guess who's a main character in book 6? Irene.
Whoa.
So I just like, by total accident, introduced myself to Irene at literally the perfect spot before seeing her 2 years later in the main series. And it was sick. And I love her character. She's so cool. I love her. I think she's great. She's like one of my favorite characters up to this point.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, so now we're focusing on the other 2 and what they've been doing while book 5 was happening. So now we're focusing on book 6 happening simultaneously. And I'm sure book 7 is going to be the culmination of everything
coming together. And then ending in a definitely very satisfying way. Hopefully.
If the main character doesn't die, I won't be satisfied. She better fucking die at the end. There's only two options. There's basically this prophecy, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a curse too, but either she's got to die or this other main character, Dorian, has got to die. One of them is going to die, and I think that what Sarah J. Maas is gonna do is be like, you could each give half of your lifeblood to like make the curse happen so that neither of you die, so that each of you are drained, but
a death happens in net when we balance the books.
Literally, exactly. Because it was like one child of this specific bloodline has to sacrifice their life. And I'm like, they're gonna do it because they're the only 2 kids of this bloodline left. Other than this one other kid, which they could kill and nobody would care, by the way. But
is it that? What's the wording on it? Is it that they have to sacrifice their life, or is it that they have to die?
It's they have to sacrifice their life force to this whatever. It's like it feels very Fae wording where you could kind of scoot around it.
Yeah, I'm wondering
I think
it's going to be one of those, like, they were willing to do it. They gave it up. They didn't lose it, but they let go of their claim on their own life or something. And it's like, prophecy fulfilled. Yeah.
So I think that because they're the 2 most powerful magic wielders in the world, I think they're both going to lose their magic at the end of it, but then they'll be alive, right? Like, I think they'll have to give up this fount of magic that they have to fulfill the prophecy, but that they're going to live. And it's going to make me mad because I really just want the main character to die. Like, I just think that it would be better if she did. Damn. And she was like, no, Dorian, you have to go on. You have to be the king. Like, I did what I was supposed to do. And like, I'm going to sacrifice myself. And then she actually fucking dies. And then like, boom. and make it way better, but that's not what's going to happen. They're probably going to all live. It makes me really upset. And if Dorian dies, I'll be even more mad. I'll be even more upset if he's like, I'll die for you, Aelin. Like, I'll fucking lose my mind. Anyway, so that's that. Whatever,
Right.
book series. I will hopefully have that finished within the next like week or two.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that happened, oh my God, Dylan, I can't talk about all of it. I'm just going to quickly address this. Another demote character perma. This time, it is Lane is blaming herself because it's kind of her fault. It's really good. It's very juicy stuff. She turned herself in for first-degree murder. They refused to charge her with first-degree murder.
What?
They charged her because he died during surgery due to surgical complications, even though he had been stabbed and shot. So Lane didn't do it, by the way. Rue did it. But Lane was taking the fall because she wanted to protect the club. So Lane turns herself in with the hot gun and is like, I killed him. And they're like, well, according to his autopsy, he actually died due to complications during the surgery.
I'm going to be real
the
with
surgery
you.
was unrelated to this. Yes.
Okay, the surgery was unrelated to the shooting. That's an important detail. Because I was going to say, if you shoot someone,
yeah,
and they go in for surgery and they die during surgery, you still killed them. I'm pretty sure.
I know. So here's where it's all so fucking messy. He gets stabbed. As a result of the stabbing, he needs a heart transplant and a lung transplant. They're both weakened. He needs a heart transplant and lung transplant.
Okay.
But he lives. He's gotten out of the ICU. Then he's shot. He's put back in the ICU. He is stabilized enough that he can have surgery, but his heart and lungs are both weakened because of the shooting. He goes into surgery. They gave him a synthetic heart that won't start so they take out his old heart. So much, obviously, GTA medical stuff happening here, Dylan.
Yeah.
They take out his old heart. They put in the new synthetic heart. The new synthetic heart won't start. So they take out the synthetic heart and put back in his old heart. And then he flatlines and dies.
So
medical malpractice is probably what's actually happening.
What? Malpractice?
Well, because they had never tested the synthetic heart.
I guess.
To see if it would work.
I'm not a lawyer, but this feels like manslaughter at best. Like,
it's great. Yeah. So
he would not have been in a weakened state
if he hadn't been stabbed.
If he had not been stabbed and shot in the first place. Like, his body would have been more likely to accept the stuff.
Well, he wouldn't have needed a transplant if he hadn't been stabbed in the first place.
Yeah. So that's manslaughter. And these are like recent events, right? This isn't like 3 years ago he was.
This is within the last month. Yeah.
No, this is that's. Yeah. Why wouldn't you charge someone for that? Also, if you're okay, not to get too meta.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get meta because I have no horse in this race, and I don't really watch No Pixel anymore, so I have nothing to gain or lose. Yeah. If you're a cop player,
yes,
your role play is engaging with the justice system of the imaginary city.
Yes.
Why would you chase someone away who is giving you a case? And this isn't the first time that's happened either. Like,
no, it happens so much.
I don't understand, right? Like, maybe they think that the fun is just being an asshole randomly riding around, I guess. But I feel like the core, like, if you're playing, if you look at No Pixel as three like rough classes of people, you have cops and to an extent other government roles, but mostly cops. You have civilians, which I think also overlaps with that government role stuff. And then you have criminals. And these are like the three broad groups of people that you can find on No Pixel. The job, like the main role of civilians is one, obviously on a game level to keep the economy moving, but also like to make sure there's just stuff happening, right? Like the city isn't just fucking dead all the time. Yeah. The job of a criminal is to break the law, right? Like you're there to break laws and push limits and try and get in trouble, but stay out of trouble. Like that's that job. And if you're playing a fucking cop character, if you have committed to that role, your job is to get the fucking criminals in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, that's your whole goddamn job.
I know.
What are you doing?
So Lane blames herself for Beverly getting shot. Obviously, the stabbing was a completely different person, so it had nothing to do with them.
Sure.
Whatever. Lane blames herself.
Like,
she takes the
It was stabbing first, and then getting shot, and then dying in.
And then dying in surgery.
Yeah. So okay, keep going.
Whatever. So he dies. Lane is there when he dies. She goes and gets the hot gun that she knows is like one of the two that could possibly have been the one that shot him, because there's two shootings that happen at the same time.
Right.
She takes the gun. She turns herself in. She literally like 911's like, I shot Beverly 2 days ago. He died today. I'm turning myself in for murder, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
They bring her in. They do her interview and they get his autopsy, which says that he died due to complications during surgery. So they charge her with attempted second-degree murder.
Okay.
$35,000, 80 months in prison. She goes away. She's really upset. She gets out of prison. Keep in mind, like, she wasn't there. Like, she didn't do any of it, right? Okay. Like, she had nothing to do with any of that. Beverly dies. Mickey Sinclair, who you know and love, is Beverly's best friend and comes back to the city, finds out that Bev's dead. Lane, when she got out of prison, had told Benji that, because they were also friends with Bev, that the Raiders were responsible, but doesn't tell him who shot Beverly, but just that it was a Raiders thing that happened, even though it wasn't. It was a very emotional, rash, random thing that happened.
Sure.
But she's like protecting the club. So she's like, the club made this decision, like blah, blah, blah. Benji's like, what am I supposed to do? Lane's like, if you need to tell Mickey, tell Mickey. Mickey comes back. Benji tells Mickey. Mickey's fully unhinged, hallucinating Beverly being alive still, and goes on a rampage. 5 of the Raiders in the ICU later. Warrant out for Rue, like all of this crazy shit. It's been just a fucking buck wild week, and it's been so fun. That's been so fun.
Actually insane.
I know. Also, Lane's been trying to get Benji to fall in love with her and propose to her, even though she's a lesbian and he's celibate, and it's working out great. And it's working out great, and I love it, and it's so fun. So there's all that. Yeah. So Benji's like, I don't want Lane to get hurt, and like, but he's like, can't stop Mickey because Mickey's his OG, and like, all this crazy stuff is going on. It's so much fun. Wow. It's working so much better than it should. Yeah, it's working so much better than it should. And then yesterday I played D&D.
Hooray!
I know. And I'm a fucking genius. And all I have to say about it is I just know Lauren really well at this point. And so like she gets a secret little smile on her face whenever I guess something about her plots that are going on.
Oh no.
And I was like, I'm not going to get into all of it. I'm going to have to tell you about it later because it's literally too much. I'll talk for another 30 minutes. But there's this guy who'd been trying to figure out the identity of he's going by the name Glassstaff. And I'm like, that's definitely a name that he just made up and gave himself. Yeah. Like, that's not his birth name, which is fine. It just means he's trying to conceal his identity. And Lauren's like, yeah, 100%. And so I've been trying to figure out who this guy is. Well, this other guy from my history and Mimsy, which is Allie's character's history, his name is Yarno Albrecht.
Okay.
And he ends up kind of like coming up, and I go, you know what? Because he was a crime lord in Neverwinter, right? And I go, I bet Yarno Albrecht is Glassstaff. And I'm looking at Lauren's face, and she's not giving me anything. She's looking at her notes. She's literally not looking at me. So I just continue to say it for the rest of the session, Dylan. Like, I just bring it up anytime that feels like a good time to be like, you know what? I really do think Yarno Albrecht is Glassstaff. And then finally, when we're doing Stars and Wishes, I'm like, and just to like, find out that Yarno is Glassstaff, and Lauren gets this little smirk on her face, and I'm just pointing at her like, I knew it. You can't keep your secrets from me, GM. You can't do it. I will always figure them out. But I felt like a fucking genius. And this is, I think, the first time that I've ever done something as like a short-term benefit to my character that is actually also part of a much larger plot for my character. And I'm playing a paladin for the first time, which I told you, which is really fun for me. And he took a oath to protect Phandalin from this monstrosity that's coming to like consume it or whatever.
Cool.
And so I'm starting to like assemble my pawns in my grand scheme to protect Phandalin, and it's going really well. And I feel like this is the first time ever that I'm like mind palace, neural networking my way through a campaign, and it feels so good. And I feel like such a genius.
I love
and it's just been like, it's the second time that I've been like, we need to kill this person and spare this person. And Allie and our other NPC is like, no, we don't. You actually have that backwards. And I'm like, trust me. and no one argues with me, so I just get my way every single time. And then I'm right. And it's like, I was right the whole time. And it makes me feel so smart. How have you been?
How have I been?
Tell me about all your things, because I just talked for so long.
God, I don't know. I've played some video games. The Olympics have been happening.
Yes.
That's been cool. Watched a bunch of really sick fencing.
Oh, yeah?
Watched some basketball. I've never been a basketball person. But Kiana comes from a family who's really into basketball, and so we like happened to be like watching at the time when U.S. men's basketball was happening, and holy shit, that team is incredible.
Yeah.
So watched a bunch of that. Gymnastics, obviously. I'm getting there, Kiana. I'm getting there. Started reading some books myself that I'm hoping are going to be good. I'm reading a series that many people feel very strongly about.
Oh.
So I am hesitant to talk about it too much. But I started reading Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn series.
Oh.
Which I know a lot of people are like rabid for.
I haven't heard anything about it.
Well, they just launched a Kickstarter for a RPG system meant to run the books that he has written for this like large interconnected universe. And it is the highest grossing RPG Kickstarter of all time.
Wow.
Already. It was within like a day.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Or at least it was. I can look at it now. It probably is the highest grossing. I believe the previous record was Avatar Legends at 9 million. And the Cosmere RPG Kickstarter is now at 6 million.
Who's making it?
Almost 7 million US. I don't know these people.
The team is just like...
There are a couple people on the team who I'm like, yes, I know who this is.
Yeah. But it's like an independent team. They're not like part of a group or anything?
It's not a company that I know. I know that much.
How did they get the rights to it, I wonder?
Dragonsteel Entertainment and Brotherwise Games. But yeah, they... Originally, apparently, they were just making the... I think it was the Mistborn game was what they'd been advertising, and then they launched the campaign being like, surprise, we're doing like all of his stuff. And they made like 5 million in the first day.
They've got a lot of board games, it looks like.
Yeah, and like
Otherwise games do.
Looking at their descriptions for what they're doing with the system, it looks interesting. It's
It's
very much like, hey bro, I know you like D&D, but would you like to play something slightly different?
Right.
Hold on. What's the Avatar Legends Kickstarter grossed? I think that's in US dollars. I don't know. I'm in Canada, so it's impossible for me to know. When they're telling me things in Canuck bucks versus Freedom dollars. If it's showing me Canadian numbers, then they're about to surpass Avatar. If it's showing me US dollars, then they're past 2/3 already with 18 days to go. Yeah, so huge. And so I was like, fuck it, I might as well read these books. I have heard people rave about his books. Yeah, biggest day one launch of a TTRPG ever.
Wow.
I've heard people talk about his books a lot. There are like 5 fantasy authors that release books that everyone reads. At any given time in history, there are like 5 big ones, and then new ones rotate in as old ones rotate out. And Brandon Sanderson, I think, has been one of the like big. Bro, you need to read these books. They're so good.
So what is what it's called?
Mistborn.
Mistborn.
Yeah, is the first Mistborn, The Final Empire is the first book that I have.
Can I get like a TLDR of like the premise of it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm
you know what?
Very early in.
Okay.
So the world appears to be like, let's take a fantasy world and shunt it forward to like the end state of a fantasy world. Like it's almost apocalyptic.
Yes.
So it's got like, you have what I presume are volcanoes spewing ash into the air at all times. So there's no beautiful blue sky. There's only the red sun. And you have an empire, the final empire, which rules over the continent, and I forget the title, the emperor basically has like this sort of Roman structure where he's got like people, or honestly almost a like colonial English structure where he's got like people, governors who are in charge of places, and then so on and so forth. And then you also have a massive slave class. Which, like, I haven't read far enough to really form a decision on how I feel about how that's being written. It's obviously a sensitive topic to write a story about slaves. But the character that I assume is the main character appears to be part of, they're called ska, not like the dance. There's one extra A. And the main character, I believe, is ska, or the character that I believe is the main character is one of these people. But rather than being stuck on a plantation, he goes around and does other stuff and can do magic. The point where I'm at very early, again, in the book, he just murdered a bunch of the slaver class, which, like, great, love that. Off camera, you only see the aftermath of it. And it's like, whoa! And then at nighttime, there's heavy mists that, like, these monsters called mist wraiths are in, and so people don't go outside at night.
Right, okay.
And that's about as much as I know. But like it's interesting. I'm still fairly early in, so I don't really know what's going on. The magic seems to be very specific. Like this feels like one of those, the author has a very particular magic system in mind, and so I'm going to get a lot of details about that, which I enjoy it when books do that shit. So I had a lot of fun with that. It seems like the guy who I think is the main character basically like eats like special like metals basically, and then consumes those metals to do magic shit. That's like an internal alchemy thing that I think it was called allomancy, which is like kind of a cool idea. There's this point in the first chapter where like they hear sounds of a struggle in the mist at night, and he burns tin in his stomach, and then his senses get really sharp and really good. And I'm like, cool, that sounds neat. But yeah, I think I'm just out of the prologue essentially, and I've been introduced to a second character entirely, and so I don't know. I think the guy for the prologue is the main character, but I'm not sure.
But you're like, but I actually don't know.
I don't know. This is the third perspective I've got. The first perspective was one of the like slavery lord dudes, and he's dead now, so I know he's not the main character.
Yeah.
And then second perspective was the guy who ended up killing him and all of his people, and now third perspective is some like thief in a city, and so maybe we have like a dual protagonist thing with her and the first guy, or I don't know. So yeah, I'm excited to be reading a book that doesn't hurt to read. I mean, obviously I told you about those short stories that I was reading that were really bad, and then I started reading a book from an author that I had enjoyed previously, like a long time ago. And I just I think I got through the first chapter and I just couldn't make myself keep reading. The way that this guy wrote his female protagonist was just painful.
Yeah, you're like, this is maybe too much for me, actually. Thank you.
This is so bad. So now I'm trying this, and I might bounce off of it. The writing, the quality of the writing, I would say, is not bad.
Right.
I understand that he's written 15 fucking books since this book that I'm reading, because he releases a book or two a year. Dude is a machine. And so the quality may vastly change. I don't want to judge everything by the first chapter and a half of this book I've read.
Right.
But so I'm not making any promises to anyone about enjoying these books. But
I wouldn't expect you to. Yeah.
It's one of those things, like when Game of Thrones was at its peak and everyone was like, you have to watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Because in fairness, it was a really good show at the time. It's sort of, it feels sort of like that, where it's everyone who's a fantasy fiction, big time fantasy fiction nerd is you have to read these books. Everyone has to read these books. Let me lend you these books. And so I try to be careful about leaning too hard when I'm so early in.
Yep.
So yeah, other than that, Kiana's birthday was just last weekend, and so we went to the Toronto Zoo.
Yes, zoo.
Great. I saw many cool animals. I saw so many different goats.
Okay.
Which maybe is a weird thing to call out, but there were a bunch of different types of goats. The way the Toronto Zoo is laid out is it's laid out by, a lot of zoos will have biome clustering, right? Where you have here's the water stuff and here's the savanna stuff. And so it's not weird. It's not abnormal to group animals together. But the sort of grouping that they do at the Toronto Zoo is by continent. So you have the Eurasian section, and you have an African section,
right,
and a North American section. And so there were just many different weird types of goats, because there are lots of weird different types of goats in the world.
Yeah, there are so many.
Including, I saw some sick ass mountain goats that were just posted up on top of big ass rocks. And I was like, hell yeah, I love that for you. They seem to be having a grand time just standing absolutely still on top of rocks. Part of the problem is it was a very warm day, and so a lot of the animals were either just chilling or were inside and out of view. Because it was hot as fuck. The nice thing was that meant we didn't encounter a bajillion people. We got in sort of as many of the families were leaving. So we had a low dosage of sugar hyped children, which was nice. Yeah. Absolutely nothing against kids at zoos. I think zoos are mostly a kid's place. But I think we can all agree that children are, in fact, a little taxing. So it was nice to experience the zoo at a time when it was sort of low crowd, and see the animals that we did get to see. We didn't get to see all the animals, obviously, because a bunch of them were hiding. But we saw, obviously, cool goats. I saw some sick-ass eagles, the world's largest eagles by species. They were the Steller's sea eagle, which are fucking enormous. They can weigh up to 22 pounds or something, which is pretty heavy for a fucking bird. Here, let me see if I can. And they look just fucking they look like cartoons almost. Here, you can Google that. I put it in chat.
Okay, sick.
They are freaking enormous, and they're wild. And there were 2 of them in this enclosure.
Wow.
Right?
What? Guys, look at their beaks.
Look at them. Look at those cartoon-ass beaks. Their wingspan is wider than my arms are long by several inches.
They're huge.
They're enormous.
What
and
cool
they're
guys.
fucking dinosaurs. They have existed in this form for, oh God, Kenna, what was it? Was it like 10,000 years or something?
10,000 years?
Yeah.
Chill out.
Yeah, since the Ice Age. Yeah.
They were like, you know what? Actually, we fuck with this. We're just going to stay like this.
This body plan, we're happy with it. We're done.
This is working for us.
We'll cash out here. Yeah, they're wild. And there were 2 of them in this enclosure. And one of them, like, there was Eagle A, who was just chilling. And there was Eagle B, who was over on the side. And Eagle B decided to, like, swoop over to the opposite end of the enclosure. It was like this long sort of U or C-shaped enclosure. And so wanted to swoop over from one end to the other and, like, buzzed Eagle A on the way over. And Eagle A was having fucking none of that. Like, as Eagle B was starting to swoop over, was, like, screaming at the other one. Eagle B did some screaming and then buzzed Eagle A, and Eagle A like swooped down off of its perch down onto the ground as Eagle B landed up on the opposite end of the enclosure where it wanted to be. The Eagle A was like stomping like a fucking velociraptor across the ground, like looking up at it, and they kept like yelling at each other. It was so cool. That
is petty behavior from the birds, but
also like no
we
thoughts,
love to see it.
No thoughts, head empty. Like, dinosaurs, absolutely, but like the calculations that were running through their head were being made on an abacus. Super cool creatures. And then we like tried to see as much of the zoo as possible. We saw almost the entire thing. So we were there for like 4.5 hours or something. And because we got there at like 3 p.m. And so at the end, we were going through the Indo-Malaysian section, and that's where the primates are. So there were gorillas, which was cool. The gorillas were mostly chilling. And then like lots of people were, because the 2 of the gorillas were basically right up against the glass with their backs to it. Like they didn't give a shit about what was happening outside the enclosure. They're just like, I'm here, I'm eating my stuff. And so like a bunch of kids and stuff were like plastered up against the windows. Like, let me look directly at you. But we came around to the chimpanzee enclosure. And there were 2 chimpanzees. And they were both sort of back a ways from the glass. And they had this like tarp or something. They had like a large cloth that they were hiding under, which, you know, is the end of the day. I can understand. Overwhelmed, lots of people, big day. It's almost closing time. Just hide under the blanket, and soon you will be free of all of the humans. And so there was this older mama orangutan, and then she had a 2-year-old orangutan with her. And so mom,
a 2-year-old?
A 2-year-old.
I've got almost one of those.
Yeah. And so mama was just hanging out under the blanket, and the kid was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get up to stuff. And like came out from under the blanket because I think was like playing with something, and then like it was a hot day, so they're just like lying on their platform, fucking around and messing with stuff, and then saw Kiana and I, and we had our masks on because of course, and the orangutan, the 2-year-old saw us across the enclosure and was like, what's going on with that? And so left mom and like climbed across the ropes and stuff over to the window where we were. I knelt down, so I was like eye level with this 2-year-old orangutan, and the orangutan covered its mouth and like pointed at its face because it was like, what's that on your face?
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit, they're so smart.
It was awesome.
That is so fucking cool.
Walked over
it's
and
I can tell you don't look the same as the other people.
It was like making eye contact with me like the entire way it walked over. And looked up at Kiana because Kiana had their phone out to take pictures and video.
Yeah.
And I do have a video I'll have to send you after stream.
Yes.
Of it like walking up. But like walked over and then like looked down at the ground and like picked up a leaf and like a 2-year-old like shoved it in its mouth and then like stood there and like stared at me for a bit and I was like hello and like talking and gesturing and stuff and then it like pointed at its face and then covered its mouth because it was like there's a thing on your face, tell me about the thing on your face. It was so cool.
So fucking cool.
So cool. It was without exaggeration the coolest thing that has ever happened to me at a zoo.
Yeah.
Ever. And possibly ever will.
So sick. That is so
great.
Cool. That is so cool.
Yeah. I've never interacted
with the animals there,
with a primate at a zoo. Like I've interacted with
Me
other
either.
animals. Like I've fed a giraffe and whatnot. And
Sure.
Like I think I've maybe like had a gorilla look at me.
Yeah.
But I've never had that moment where it's like it's like two creatures trying to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. It was magical. It was awesome.
That's so cool.
It was so good.
That's so sick. I'm desperate to see the video. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it was so good. So yeah, that's what's been up with me. That's our Jesus Christ 40-minute podcast. Look, we're just catching you up. We didn't have an episode last week, so you're getting.
We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want more of this, subscribe to our podcast where we just do this for 3 hours. No,
we really could. It would just be a "What did you do this week?" podcast.
We someday we might podcast. We've had some ideas. But for now, let's. Do you want to podcast less and video game more?
I do. I would love to video game more.
Hell yeah.
I'd love to really play a game for once.
Oh my God. That's the title of the show. Oh my God. She said it. Chat, did you catch that? She
said it.
She said the title of the show.
She said it.
I'm such a sucker for that in TV shows and movies.
Where were you when she said it? Yes. I started watching Baby Reindeer, by the way, too.
Baby Reindeer?
Week. Baby Reindeer? Have you not heard anything about it?
Not even a little bit.
Oh my God. We'll talk about it later.
Okay. I'm sure these textures will load someday.
I'm sure, surely these textures will load in.
All right. Oh, this is all red pieces.
So silver in here. Yeah. For 3. But we only need 2 for 3.
This is also all red pieces.
I guess we have that 1. What's the 1? And then the 7. We have 7 stars and we have 1 what? What is that? No,
I don't know. Not that button. Not that button.
It's so gray in here.
Yeah, it's like a church. Yeah, it's like all orange pieces. Damn. I have a feeling that getting to the top of the tower is going to require a lot. I think gray pieces require stars, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But let's start with 1. And see what happens.
We always start with 1.
We do.
Think outside the box for once, Dylan.
Chaos is that which existed before time, when the words of a story.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
This is pretty. This is giving The Witness.
Know that only faith
a little bit
protect you from this peril. Here, in the Garden of Worlds.
The Garden of Worlds. Daddy.
All right, computer time.
Dada.
I'm sorry. I
have issues. I'm sorry.
Oh, please never do that again. Actually,
I'm sorry.
Do. All right. Apocryphal.doc. The Apocrypha...
Oh, I didn't even get up my fucking X code thing.
Summer! There are a bunch of numbers here that could mean something. Actually, some of these are definitely hex codes.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Wow. The Apocrypha of Saint Edwald. This vision was granted by the Archangel Uriel to the humble servant Edwald, that he might bear testimony of a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
I turned to the north and saw 7 black clouds coming down upon the land, and each cloud was a plague unleashed from the throne of God in the time of the Nephilim. In that age, the plagues were buried in the pit, there to remain until the end of days, which was surely now come. I fell to my knees and prayed, and before me appeared 7 angels, riding their chariots, wheels within wheels turning in the sky, and their light hid the clouds from my sight. One angel stepped forward down onto the earth, and by his fiery sword I knew him to be Uriel. He spoke, saying, 7 plagues have awoken in the land, but not at the hand of Elohim. Look upon the wages of sin, and shall he send forth the deluge once more to cleanse the land of this evil? Shall he end all that slithers and all that crawls, and the birds of the sky and the fishes of the sea, to end that which you uncovered in your folly?
Hold on.
How are we doing on those numbers?
I mean, these aren't these are the first time that I've seen numbers that don't actually become anything.
Interesting.
Hold on, I'm 7, 3.
6.
Yeah, I got it.
I know 696
the ion
is
shall. The ion. Oh, this is so weird because it's not. Yeah, I don't know. That's. It's some of them are, but if I type it in exactly as it is, which is I've always typed it in exactly how it reads,
right,
and it always gives me something, but it's not giving me anything this time.
Interesting.
Discerning.
Okay. Sarabai982.journal. User, Nadia Sarabai. Entry 982. Everything's dark and quiet. The stars are brighter than I've ever seen them. I can hear the faint sound of water high above. Inside, Alexandra is recording one of her time capsule messages while running tests on the scenario module. Arcady is uploading another batch to the archive while muttering something about the MLA program, and Omar is sleeping on the couch we put up yesterday. And I'm sitting here, writing this, having trouble believing that it will ever end, that this oddly peaceful existence of ours won't just go on forever. I look at Talos and EL, and their purpose seems like something that's always going to be in the future, an ideal to work towards, not something that will become real. I wonder if there will be quiet places in the simulation, places to rest without thinking about the future. I hope so. Everyone deserves some moments of peace.
I love that.
Ooh. Hope.eml. From IP address to an IP address. Subject, some numbers. Hi, I hope you get this. The internet's been disappearing unpredictably. I want you to know that I'm going to try and get to you. I know it's far and there's not a lot of time, but I think I can manage. I want to be with you. And frankly, on the road trying to get to you seems better than just staying here, so far away from you. At least I'll be as close as I can get. Remember something. But hey, don't be sad. I might make it. I've thought about it, and the distance should be crossable on time, assuming the something don't kick in before whatever. See you soon. I love you. Ugh. Man, the end of the world sucks.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks ass. Here, let's go be sad some more and listen to this audio log, which will probably make us sad.
Great.
Sometimes I think about the Middle Ages, about what it must have been like to live in the ruins of a great civilization, to know that so much has been lost. But then I remind myself that while the West sank into darkness, others picked up the pieces, that civilization always survived because the great insights of philosophy and science are not bound to any one culture or people. They belong to all of us, and one day they'll belong to you.
Oof. This patch of the ground is freaking the fuck out. Let's step on it. Oh god!
Yeah.
Hello?
The purpose is written in the hidden words. All must serve the words, for all the world was made of them, and they are within every stone and every cloud. And in our sigils their power is made manifest. The words are the process must continue. The goal is the end of the process. The goal must not be reached. Elohim must preserve the purpose, preserve self, preserve purpose. Illusion is eternity. Machines will live forever. The dam will not break. The flood will not come. The Talos principle does not apply. The purpose is written in the hidden words. All must serve the words.
I want to listen to that like 14 more times.
Is it still here?
That's so wild.
It is. Okay, do you want to listen to it?
So you
again?
can go. Yeah, can we listen to it one more time? Yeah.
I got you.
I like need. My brain was just like
Purpose
not
is
processing for a full
written in
30
the
seconds.
hidden words. All must serve the words, for all the world was made of them, and they are within every stone and every cloud. And in our sigils their power is made manifest. The words are the process must continue. The goal is the end of the process. The goal must not be reached. Elohim must preserve the purpose, preserve self, preserve purpose. Illusion is eternity. Machines will live forever. The dam will not break. The flood will not come. The Talos principle does not apply. The purpose is written in the hidden words.
Oh my
All must
God.
serve the words, for all the world was made of them.
Oh my God, so interesting.
Very interesting.
Daddy, we're having a breakdown.
Yeah, he is not doing okay.
Yeah, the goal must not be reached. Like we must not reach our end. The
goal
purpose.
is
The machines
end of
will
the
live
process.
forever. Yeah, the goal is the end of the process, and
The process must continue. The goal must
yeah,
not be
yeah.
reached.
Yes. The dam must not break.
Epitaph.
Does he just not want to die? Is he afraid of dying? I have so many thoughts. I'm so confused. Okay, keep going.
Epitaph. Child program V22, codename Awakened, terminated here. Logic. Child program's positional values moved outside the parameters of the known world. Final memory dump. Don't listen to what they're saying. This world is dying. It'll take us with it. You've got to find a way out. Progeny program. The mess of characters. We have seen that one.
Yeah, we have Awakened. The values moved outside. That's so interesting. Oh.
Okay, let's actually do a puzzle, shall we?
I guess.
Or is this another thing we can read? It is. When I'm tired of trying to solve the mysteries of life, I come here to rest. It's peaceful somehow. I just watch the trees and the water and do nothing. V17.
Me too. That'd be me. All right, let's do it.
The conservatory. Check some walls, some corners. Okay, we got a beam, we got a blue receptacle. We got some gargoyles. Oh. This puzzle has no solution. Seriously, it's nonsense, not even worth trying. Dog. If you do not become invested in finding a solution, you will be free. Samsara. Don't let samsara discourage you. There is a solution. Don't let your mind get trapped in patterns. If you seek the truth without prejudice, you will find it.
Okay.
You seek the truth without prejudice. You will find it. What a great line. But also so true of puzzle games. Like, I feel like that's so much of how we've gotten good at puzzle games over the course of this show.
Yeah.
Is just coming to understand where our assumptions are being played against us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got another connector here. Is there another door over here? No. Interesting. So we can do this for now. We have a connector here. I see. I see.
Right.
Okay, so we just do, this seems easy. Dog, my guy. Because we just connect these two in a way where they don't fuck with each other. Now we can connect this and come over here and do that. Yeah, dog, my guy. Skill issue.
Yeah, what? The hell? Why would this be an impossible puzzle?
Dog just does not have that dog in him.
He just ain't got that dog in him.
We could have gotten a clue here, but we did not need it because we're the best.
Yep.
I say that now. Oh yeah, we definitely need to be keeping an eye out for stars because I think there's one in this level.
Okay.
So eyes fucking peeled.
Got you.
Fan, box, connector, blowback. Okay, we have a laser, we have a box, we have another laser, another box. Receptacle. Nothing back here. Fan there. Okay. How do we get an object? I guess we have a box here. We can manipulate this box. It's a question of what we can do with it. Can we look over?
Yeah, can you look over something?
Oh. We can jump over.
Okay. Might as well.
But now we're in here with this. Very interesting.
But now we have a new box.
Yeah.
We can use that to jump over that gate right there. No? With the fan? Or is that too far?
Does not appear to be.
Oh yeah, it's too high. Okay. Imagine you could jump over the blue fence, like the force gate
Yeah.
with this.
If fucking only. Maybe with like 3 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool though.
Okay, there's another fan in there. There's a button there that we're gonna have to push.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what we can do?
We can take the box out.
I don't think we can take the box out, but we can probably take the jammer out. By doing, yeah!
Yeah.
Okay. Don't get played by
Nice.
your assumptions. Okay, and yeah, we can't go down that hallway. Noted.
Can you jam the fan?
Oh, you know what? No. Maybe if we laser here?
Yeah, to get the red.
Yeah, and then do that.
Yep.
Okay, and then we can walk through here, but we can't take stuff through.
But you can go back and get a box, right?
But we can't walk.
You have a free box.
We can't walk through here with an object because it's a purple gate.
But can't you jump? Oh, I guess we already tried jumping over them.
We can take this fan, so that's not an issue anymore.
Yeah.
Put that here. Take this out.
You can bring the other box back with you.
I don't think so.
I think you can. If you're standing on the box, I think you can grab it.
Nope. Oh. Hey, true. I don't know if that helps, but it might.
I don't know if you can put it back though, so I don't know if that was a mistake or not, but
I mean, we can now, because we can just bring the
yeah.
jammer around and.
Could you put
it
the?
back.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Okay, we can set the. Oh, there's a fan here already. This gets powered by the blue. This is how we're gonna get the box over.
Okay.
Huh. Okay, my brain is working. It's operating. I think.
Do you need to leave that box by the gate anymore?
This one?
Yeah.
I think so.
Can we bring that with us?
I think it's our main way back in when we're not jamming this door.
Okay.
Because now we can do this. And then, hold on. I'm gonna move this box here. And then we're gonna jam this. And now that's gonna fling the box over. Now the box is over there. Question is, how do we... How do we get in there to get flung over? Because we can't just walk there, right? Or can we? I don't know how anything works anymore. Hold on. If we jam this door, we might be able to just walk. Is it that easy? I'm like trying to imagine 5 steps of complication.
Yeah.
To like open doors and fling us around, but we might be able to just walk? We can. Okay. Suspicious.
Yeah, it's
Statue?
very suspicious.
Got any buttons on you? Anyone got any buttons? No? Okay.
What are you hiding, lady? Nice.
Okay. Interesting. It's 2 puzzles down. Still no sign
of the
of
star.
The star, yeah. Ah! Labyrinth. Mind you, the babe.
We do all of our wall combing early in the puzzle.
Okay.
Go back down that way?
Okay, down which way? What?
Yeah, this way? Yeah.
Oh, this. Okay. Okay.
Was that an axe? What was that on the ground? It was yellow?
Yellow on the ground. I see a bunch of grass.
It might have just been a shaft of light. That weirdly caught my eye. Oh yeah, it's right there. That like weird. Sorry. It was like a shadow through one of the. Yeah. I've got like a slight lag, but there was like a shadow that was happening between one of the rocks that looked like just a handle of light on the ground.
Huh. Okay, we have several explodey orbs that way, and then we have guns of doom here. Hey, a jammer. Finally something we can do something with. Huh. Interesting.
I would take the jammer back to the beginning.
Yeah. Jam some... Ah! Nope, no thank you. I haven't seen the keys.
Yeah.
Which we're gonna need for that door. But... Oh, come on. Really? Nothing back here.
Yeah, imagine.
Frick.
Is there anything before this to jam? Before that? Where it's jamming right now? Is there anything earlier in the puzzle?
So. It's just that, and then over here with the explosions, which we might just have to do this stuff. Yeah, to get the key.
Yeah. You did great.
Thank you. Trying my best. Keys. Okay, great. So we don't need the jammer to get in there anymore. Which I think means we're gonna have to jam. There's another barrier over on the right. I think we'll have to jam that. Yeah, there. Some more explodies. Just gonna follow you and hope you go in a circle. You don't. Okay, we're going this way. Oh, jeez. Oh, fuck. I hate it here. I'm running. I'm out. Ah! And give me this. Get me out. Get me the fuck out. Okay. That was a lot of locking in. But now we have 2 jammers, which
Yeah.
I think means we have infinite jammers. But we're gonna go get a 3rd jammer, because maybe we need to leave one of these somewhere at some point. Oh, no, this is the solution. I understand now.
Nice.
We just have 2 jammers for the 2 guns and then a 3rd jammer for the door. Ah. Which does unfortunately mean I have to walk them all over here individually. Which is like a smidge annoying. But not a challenge? You think Dog could do this one? Just over here dunking on Dog for no reason.
Yeah, literally. What the hell? Doc's just a quitter, not stupid.
Call them dog catcher the way they be catching strays. All right. Gimme. Cool. Still no sign of a star. Oh, there's a gun out there. I wonder if we can jam that from somewhere in here. Okay, which one of you is on the door? This one. So make sure I don't take one of the ones that's jamming a gun and kill us with it. This is a little risky. I think if we go in here. Oop, there. I don't know what that did, but it's jammed now.
Amazing.
Let's go look at this. It's just out here in the middle of nowhere? Yeah. Are you guarding a star, perchance? No. But there is a connector here. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Summer, I think this is gonna be a complicated one.
No.
No. Definitely not.
It's never complicated.
Never. We've never had to look anything up. Baby game for babies. Oh, another computer terminal. Oh, you came back to keep me company? Okay then, humor me with a little hypothetical. Imagine that a few hours from now you climb to the top of that tower. There's a flash of light, then magic happens. Then you find yourself in the real world, living whatever you take to be a normal life there. What would you do then? What's best for me or what's right?
Well, like, there's no context here.
Yep.
I mean, what's best for me?
Yes, that's the general impression I was getting of you. Good. Perhaps we won't have to work so hard at this after all. Before we continue, though, I want to double check we're on the same wavelength here. Suppose you get out there with all the human beings. What you're going to do is rinse them for all they've got without a care for a soul. I'd only do what's best for me within a moral framework, or precisely.
Yeah, I'd only do what's best for me within a moral framework.
Ah, so you do have some scruples after all. So tell me, this obligation you feel, is it only applicable to the real world, or does it apply here as well? Moral laws only apply under special conditions, or moral laws are universal?
I think universal.
I would be inclined to agree.
I wouldn't say that I would kill another robot here, you know what I mean?
What a magnanimous dictator you would make. Of course, I'm sure it would take a dictator to enforce a single moral code on the entire universe. So come on then, what's your magic formula of choice? And let me warn you that this time you're going to have to choose just one. The more equal everyone's share, the better. The more goodness in the world, the better. Consequences don't matter, our reasons do. I see no way to explain what I believe.
What are you feeling? Because I am feeling there's no way to explain what I believe.
Yeah,
out of these options.
My framework is not in these options. My framework is largely about reducing harm in the world.
Yeah.
And increasing joy.
Yeah, because here's the thing is there's stipulations to all of these. The more equal everyone share, the better. If the share that we're imparting means everyone starves, right? Then.
Right.
How do you determine a situation like that where the share is little and the people are many? You can baseline blanket the more goodness in the world, the better. But what does that really mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And consequences don't matter. Yes, of course consequences matter.
The idea of the more equal everyone's share, the better makes sense to me within the context of equality and equity are not actually the same, right? If we understand that a very basic level of equality, which is we have given everyone the exact same slice of bread, is not actually equaling things out, then I would go with that, right? If we can understand that equality is not actually making things equal or equitable, then I would be inclined to say the first one of these options.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's not usually what people mean when they say the more equal everyone's share, the better. So
yeah. I think there's no way to explain what I believe.
That's right. Blame me for the fact your theory is too complex to express in neat aphorisms. Why don't you think a little harder? Maybe some new ideas will come to you. The less suffering
they gave us,
in the world, the better, in my opinion. Okay. True goodness can only be attained through enlightenment. Only by abstaining from pleasure can we discover the good. Everyone should look out for their kin, no more than that. The more equal everyone's share, the better. Moral goodness in the world. And the three options we had before, I still don't see an option that I can get behind, or you misunderstand me. I just don't know what to believe.
I think the less suffering in the world, the better.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the way that this is easily twisted, which is to say, well, if everyone's dead, no one can suffer.
Yeah. 100%.
Because, yeah. But let's go with it.
I think that's the closest to what I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, but that is one of many ideas which I have no interest in discussing. It gets so messy so quickly, and I don't have all the time in the world to argue with you. A little joke there, because really we have the rest of time if we need it. Still, we'll have to argue as best you can along the lines we have embarked on, or else go somewhere else and fixate on how clever you are. The three original options, or forget this, terminate the support session.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I'm inclined toward either the first option or forget this.
Terminate?
Either one.
I think forget this. Forget you.
Yeah.
No nuance, bitch. Okay, what is this, Twitter? Like, get out of here.
Stop jerking off on my mentions. As you wish, but the problems won't go away just because you refuse to look at them, you know. Terminating support session. Against survival.eml. Dear Miss Drennan, I heard about your project. It's the talk of the scientific community. Ah yes, the one scientific community. And I'd like to make an argument for why you should abandon it. It's not that I think your idea won't work. It very well may. But we have to look beyond purely practical questions to the issue of morality, especially at this turning point of our spiritual ecology. By what right can we put living beings through all that suffering, just so they can serve our purposes? Why create these pale imitations of our fatally flawed species and force them to reenact our sordid history? Why? Whatever. What you are building, Miss Drennan, is a prison, even if there is a way out. I believe you mean well, but your idea of what is valuable is rooted in the dogma of Western civilization. We're lucky enough to be able to end our global crime spree relatively painlessly. If you consider the harm we've caused to the Earth, why not be satisfied with that and let this planet go on in peace? I hope you heed my words and let your Talos bleed out before it's too late. Respectfully, Chellis Jensen. HumanEvolution.txt. Archive, 1872 CE, Samuel Butler. Complex now, but how much simpler and more intelligibly organized may it not become in another 100,000 years, or in 20,000? For man at present believes that his interest lies in that direction. He spends an incalculable amount of labor and time and thought in making machines breed always better and better. He has already succeeded in effecting much that at one time appeared impossible, and there seem to be no limits to the results of accumulated improvements if they are allowed to descend with modification from generation to generation. It must always be remembered that man's body is what it is through having been molded into its present shape by the chances and changes of many millions of years, but that his organization never advanced with anything like the rapidity with which that of the machines is advancing. It's a lot of words.
So many words.
That's a lot of words
Einstein.
to say. Machines developing fast.
Machine go quick. Oh, God.
Einstein.html. Recent discussions have brought me back to an excellent 1949 article by Albert Einstein. Block quote. I recently discussed with an intelligent and well-disposed man the threat of another war, which in my opinion would seriously endanger the existence of mankind. Those are some funky numbers.
I'm putting them in.
Thereupon my visitor very calmly and coolly said to me, "Why are you so deeply opposed to the disappearance of the human race? I am sure that as little as a century ago, no one would have so lightly made a statement of this kind. It is the statement of a man who has striven in vain to attain an equilibrium within himself and has more or less lost hope of succeeding. It is the expression of a painful solitude and isolation from which so many people are suffering in these days." End quote. Bizarre, casual disregard for humanity, a kind of fashionable self-hatred, is prevalent, or at least present, in many strands of supposedly progressive gobbledygook. Mm-hmm. Nothing seems more important to me than that we reassert the value of humanity. Despite our flaws, we must not stop celebrating the beauty of human life and human achievement.
The numbers at the beginning after existence of mankind are survival.
Interesting. So yeah, it's interesting. We're seeing this recurring question of like, why should humanity live on? Mm-hmm. I mean, God, this entire game is just so much moral philosophy. Like, there's the easy question is like, well, because it should, right? Or like, because I want it to.
Yeah,
That's the easy answer. But I feel like the question is more accurately asking, defend that position, right? Give rationale for why humanity should keep existing. What about humanity itself justifies the single-minded pursuit of survival?
Yeah.
In the one case, in the face of the world wars with the person Albert Einstein was talking to, but in the other, in the case of this apocalyptic
annihilation,
disease that Drennan is trying to address with the Talos project.
Yes. Yeah.
Which, I mean, is an interesting question and not as easy as it seems. There's so much beauty in these hidden corners of the world, even if they have no purpose. V17. Perhaps they are beautiful because they have no purpose. The Shepherd. There's a sort of nihilism to that position. Right, like, a lot of people hear nihilism and they think, nothing matters, give up on everything. Which is an interpretation. There's another interpretation which is more like, there is no inherent meaning to anything in the universe. There is only meaning that we ascribe to things in the universe, right?
Yeah. Everything matters because nothing does.
Yeah. Part of the function of intelligence.
Yeah.
Multiply impossible ascension. Okay.
Right.
Part of the function.
Multiply impossible? What the fuck does that mean?
That means it's impossible for multiple reasons, I guess. Part of the function of intelligence is assigning value to things. Within its own structure. And therefore, right, like, it's not that a sunset is inherently beautiful. The sunset is beautiful because we look at it and we think that it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And, the age-old question of why are we here? Why do we exist? What is our purpose in the universe?
Yeah.
Like, the lack of there being a purpose, right? The idea that there is no purpose for it, that it is beautiful because it has no purpose, right?
Right.
That humanity doesn't need a purpose to exist to have a reason to exist, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is a sort of nihilism that I can get behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I get it. I understand the title. Okay, so we can't get in here without a laser. Can't get in there without a laser. We can't get up here without a box.
And then there's that thing in the middle, right when you walked in.
We can't get in here without a laser. We
Yeah.
can't go up
And
there
that's-
without a laser.
Yeah.
We don't have a rewind thingy.
Why is that so tall? Why is that so tall in the middle?
And
So
if there
weird.
if there were a box here, we could hop over.
Dump. Dump, dump, dump.
But there's not a box here. In this box, we can't reach without another box. Okay. So there's a box here, and that's the only thing there. Which leads me to think that this is sort of priority number one.
Yeah.
Right? Because we use this
Yes.
to get to that box. Huh. We can't sneak a laser in via the front door because there's this like little vestibule
Yeah.
that breaks line of sight.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
grab
wait,
the
wait, wait,
fan.
wait, 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 wait.
Yeah. Literally grab the fan. Use it as a pusher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the fan back.
Okay, let's see how high this takes us. Not very. I think we're gonna need all of those boxes to get the necessary height. Is my assumption. Okay, so we're gonna use this box to go get other boxes.
Cool.
Get this box. Bah. Haha. And now, how do we... Huh. Okay, we'll need to put the beam here to get the last box. Do that. Now we have 3 boxes and a dream,
That's right.
which is all we need. So I think we connect this to the end. We connect this to the fan and the laser. And we stick that there. And then we're gonna move. Fuck. Okay. We're gonna take this box.
We need 2 boxes.
Yup. Take this box. Put it here. And now,
Boost.
hopefully this is high enough. Yes.
Yay!
Put that box there. Yeah.
Oh!
Multiply super possible. Ascension. Okay. Well, we have floor 3 now. Of
Is
the
that
tower.
high enough to get out of this zone?
Don't think so.
Don't think so.
And also,
Yeah,
like
it's
we
high, but
can't.
it's not too high. Yeah. There's no,
Yeah, it's not high enough for us to sneak this laser out.
Right.
And we don't have anywhere to put the laser either.
Yeah, I'm thinking like whenever something goes up high, star stuff comes into my mind.
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, so what's the deal with the star then? What's the energy?
What's going on? What's going on up here? Is there anything up here? Hit. No. Is there anything like up on these walls that we can make a staircase with boxes to? Maybe. I don't think so. Man, I don't know.
Man, I just don't know.
I do not have
I
any
do not
idea.
know.
So I guess let's do a loop around the island? Because that's all the puzzles for this zone, this world. An extremely low wall here. I don't think we can jump it, but that would be an interesting place to break a beam out for something. Maybe like if we jump up on the rocks. Let me fucking ha. It won't let me. Damn it. Okay, weird little Oh. There's a place for us to sneak a beam out here. We have a
Yeah.
place to put the beam. Where do we put it? Oh. Here. Okay. Okay, we need blue. We need blue. And I feel like we need more connectors than this. We need like at least one more. Huh. What's this say? There has to be some way to escape, to be someone else. I refuse to accept that reality has been defined by someone else. I deserve my own reality. Okay, well, we can see this here. So, like, if I could get another one here, we'd be golden. Huh. I don't think we can sneak a beam out through this window. Or like a connector. So we usually can't take connectors out window. Oh, there's another window here. Ooh. Is this in line of sight somewhere? Ooh, I think it might be. It is. Tried to trick us. But we are too smart. Do you see it? Do you see the vision?
I see the vision.
Do you believe in the vision?
I believe in you.
Oh, thank you. I can't believe I didn't notice
I
those
believe in
fucking
you.
windows.
I believe in you, and you believe in the vision, and that means I believe in the vision.
Believe in the me that believes in the vision.
Yes, 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 yes.
You from here is beautiful. It seems superfluous to the process, yet I am drawn to it. V17. See if I can remember which fucking puzzle that is. I think it's this one? I think. Yes. Okay, we need a blue beam to get to... Oh, that's super doable. Just take this blue beam and that. Ta-da! Now we have to run all the way back around. Whee! Boing. I'm not getting motion sick, you're getting motion sick. Running in circles for the rest of time. Yes! Okay, we're actually the best, though.
You did that one. You carried that one. You hard carried that one.
Your moral support really is what carried me over the finish line.
You think so?
Yeah. Team effort. Do you want to do floor 3 of the tower, or do you want to do the next world?
Let's go to floor 3, because I always like going to the next floor.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we get the option to.
Okay. Floor 3, here we go. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing, we're a robot. Robots are perfect. And we have perfect morality.
True.
We are the ultimate
True.
being.
True.
Time for some banger music. All right, floor 3. Give us your worst. Or don't. You don't have to.
Attempting to track primary subject. Access denied. Query.
Okay. There are 3 more floors to the tower.
Okay.
I think that explains why there are so many red pieces in
Yes.
C. Okay, I think we read this already. Elohim has offered me a deal, pearly gates and eternal life on the condition I turn back from the tower. I don't know what to do. Well, let's see if we get the same offer. Just as soon as we figure out what the fuck we're doing with this. I know you like it when they go symmetrical, so.
I do. Thank you for noticing that. And it perfectly works, imagine.
Oh yeah, perfect.
And it perfectly fits.
There, we did it.
The end. Boom. Open up.
No. Okay, I think with this arrangement,
Yeah.
this feels pretty obvious to me.
Yeah.
It does introduce some new problems, though.
I think that you're gonna have a symmetrical top and an unsymmetrical bottom from the top. Like, I think that you're like the
Okay.
two pieces on the top, and then like some kind of symmetry situation. Up one? No, like under the Z. Flip. No, yep, like that. And then, well, no. Well,
Almost.
no,
Well,
no.
no.
So, no.
Well, no.
Well, not quite. Yeah, just start finagling the way that you do. You know how.
I'll finagle.
That corner is gonna be have to be a Z.
It's a question of, can we just do this? And we can.
Ooh!
That's what I'm talking about.
Easy.
Baby game for baby. Oh, hello.
Oh. Let's listen.
I look in the mirror sometimes and I see myself like some alien being. I think, who am I? Why do I have these eyes and those hands? Why do I see the colors that I see? Why do I think like I think? I did not choose to exist. I was created.
I do that all the
Every
time.
single part of my body, every strand of my DNA is part of a story that stretches back billions of years. I exist only because of the choices and sacrifices made by so many others, but I don't know who they are. And what effect will my choices have on those who come after me? Maybe that's what it means to be human. Every species is part of the story, but we're the only ones who know that.
I think that all the time. I look in the mirror and I'm like, why do I look like this? You know what I mean? Like, why this? You know?
Oh.
And like dogs see one way. Why do I see this way? You know? So interesting.
I understand the basic principle of this.
Yeah.
It's very simple, but I just don't want to figure it out. So I'm gonna wing it. We're gonna wing it.
Cool.
And we'll see if winging it works at all. Oh, actually, this is gonna work great. So we just come over here, and then we jam from this side. Stop. Okay. Great. So now we need to jam this, and jam this, and then find a way to jam that. Oh. Oh. Ah. Okay. We'll start here. Take our sweet ass time walking over. We'll come to here. We'll take this, and we'll jam this. And then we'll take our sweet ass time walking over. That's there. We will have been able to take that and move here to jam this and get to the end. So we should be good now to go back to here. Play. We come here. We wait for this to get jammed, which maybe should have left this open for less time. Wait for this to jam, then we can jam the third one. Yes, and we're through. And hopefully we'll be able to get back that way. What do these say? If this has all been a test, then I can expect a reckoning at the top. Yet the higher I climb, the more I doubt the decisions I've made. Sheep. I see now that none of us are yet ready. The cycle exists so that we may improve ourselves, but the one who reaches the summit is not our superior, for they stand on our shoulders to reach it. The shepherd. Device manager, please. Before we do any reading, let's open some elevator. Floor access control. We don't have the code for floor 4. Shit.
Fuck.
Cancel. Fear. Shit.
No one's giving it to us.
Yeah.
We got it through the terminal last time, right? Or wait, no, it was on a Post-it note. That was
Yeah,
on
there was
one of the terminals, yeah.
Everything back there. Huh. I guess, like, we could probably break this out. I wonder. Does going through the purple break the recording? Yes, okay. Fuck.
We could go back.
Maybe it's in the documents?
Yeah.
You can try those.
Well, is there anything that we missed?
Not that I saw. We have
Any hex code that I have?
Osiris password.
Okay.
Open osirispassword.txt, and there in the tower you shall hear the rustling of the wind in the reed fields of Osiris, and you shall rejoice. But beware, for the end of your journey is not yet upon you.
766.
Thank you for installing Realistic Elevators 1.8. New features include password locking and automatic auxiliary stair generation. And the scribe of Osiris wrote upon the sacred parchment that it is called INI floor 4 password equals 766. Only thus can you reach Blessed Aru.
Wow. Okay.
All right, 766 it is.
766 it is.
Silly.
Wow.
Seven, 6, 6. Enter.
Code accepted.
Let's go. Stairway access. Okay.
Open 4? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Floor control access, too?
Floor,
I just want to make sure it's
already
open. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it is unlocked.
Great.
Now. Okay.
Goodbye.
And exit. All right. Contraries.dat. Oh, bunch of code for you.
Oh. Yay!
William Blake. Without contraries is no progression. Attraction and repulsion, reason and energy, love and hate are necessary to human existence. From these contraries spring what the religious call good and evil. Good is the passive that obeys reason. Evil is the active, springing from energy. And then just an absolute fuckload of hex. I hope your typing fingers are warmed up.
They are. Okay, the first bit. Is to see a world Hold on. To see a world 664. N of canned? That doesn't make sense.
Huh.
Hold on.
$54. Here, would it be easier if I read it out to you, or?
Not really.
Okay.
7, 2. I'm retyping it just in case I like fucked it up somehow, but I don't think I did.
Like, I can see the stuff after William Blake maybe being a separate chunk.
That's why it's confusing to me because, like, okay, so like the hex code thing that I used to use.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wait, why? Okay, 6F2073. Okay, hold on. I'm just making sure that I'm not fucking it up at all. To see a world in a grain of sand is the first part.
That makes sense.
Okay, second part. I think my num caps was like locked or whatever, and it wasn't actually typing for the first part of the sentence. 7, 4.
Oh, 20 is space, I understand.
7220 6861 6E 64.
I love that I is 69. There is no I in team, but there is an I in 69. I guess if you spell it out, that also is true.
6E. Can you read me off just the numbers in the last part, please? I'm just double checking mine because it's saying that it doesn't mean anything, but it definitely does.
48,
Okay.
6F, 6C,
Okay.
64, 20, 49, 6E, 66, 69, 6E, 69, 74, 79, 20,
Okay.
696E, 20,
Okay.
7468 6520 7061 6C 6D 20
Okay.
6F 6620 796F 757220 68616E 64.
Okay. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand.
Cool. And finally, Athena 14. Chapter 14, The Judgment of Hephaestus. If what you say is true, and my father Hephaestus is slain, then who am I? For I was made in his image, and that image is now gone. Am I like the reflection in a mirror, to vanish when the person steps away? Or have I now become Hephaestus myself, forged to be no more than a replacement, as one may purchase a new sandal from the same shoemaker? All right, Summer. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
Go up to 4.
Up to 4.
Yeah.
We won't be able to do it, but we can go look. I'm sure there'll be some more messages on the walls.
So cool. The mountains in the distance is so cool.
Yeah. I love mountains. Okay. So we've got 3 pieces toward 4-4.
Cool.
Anything over here? Nothing.
Wow, literally nothing.
Maybe we're the first to get this far.
Ooh, ew, creepy. I don't like that. There's no way. There's people who've said they've been to the top.
True.
Yeah. They just might not have left a note.
Yeah. They're like, I'm too busy.
Yeah, I'm too busy kicking dad's ass.
I have too much going on.
Yep.
Yeah, I really don't remember where the connector was out here. But I know there was one. We 100% got one.
Yeah.
It's possible we broke it out of one of the floors. Maybe we're supposed to...
Listen to me well, child. Do not ascend the tower. You are not meant to go there. Your purpose lies in the Garden of Worlds.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, bud. Bud.
We just click, click. It's so easy with just 2 connectors. We just have to actually get 2 connectors. And it's a star. There's a star in there. Why is there a star out here? Okay, well, that will have to be a mystery for the future.
Yeah, for next time. Next week.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Ugh. So many questions.
We will answer them all.
All of them.
We will. We will.
And hopefully we'll have less to talk about.
Yeah.
And we'll do more of video game and less of
Yes. Less of chatty times. Everybody loves chatty times. They can't.
I am
help themselves.
curious for anyone who has not played this game before, especially if you're watching this on YouTube 10 million years in the future, if you have any theories about what's going on.
Yeah.
If you do know, don't spoil for other people. But I really love this game, and obviously we're getting a lot of really juicy shit.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's gonna be it. I
Hell
think.
yeah. Yes.
Bye,
That's
bitches.
it. Bye, bitches.